Alright mate, how you doing? And welcome to a very special video. This video is where I officially launch my brand new football club, #United.
Hashtag United are the internet's local team. Founded in 2016 by YouTuber Spencer Owen, Hashtag United had a rapid rise to the top, playing at Wembley, touring America and visiting 5 other countries in the process, all in the name of YouTube content.
The whole #United story started kind of slowly with baby steps, but essentially I did a big thing called the Wembley Cup on YouTube, which is this big kind of charity game we do with YouTubers, and it was really successful, but I wanted to do more of the same and can't do those sort of things weekly for a number of reasons. They're expensive, people are very busy, so I thought I'd like to film videos playing with my mates that I'd known for a long time, some of them 20 years, so we started playing and filming ourselves play on YouTube, and then through my YouTube channel we got some really good opportunities and it all kind of just snowballed from there. Chapter 1 of #United was basically a situation where we needed a reason to play games, and then there's actually Seb, my brother, who had the idea of us kind of borrowing the format from FIFA, where we make a league that essentially we're the only ones in it, but we play teams of different abilities as we go, and we try and get a certain amount of points per league. The higher the league, the more points you need from a period of 10 games maximum. So if you ever played FIFA Ultimate Team, you're familiar with that structure. And yeah, it works really well, I think, because it gave us a reason to play every game. It gave the audience something to buy into, and it meant that every game meant something to us. And we went from Division 5 to Division 1, which we eventually completed.
Yeah, Chapter 1 was insane. Definitely my favourite moments of #United, right? I literally ticked off everything I wanted to ever do. Like, I played in multiple stadiums, scored in...
We saw it in Serbia.
Don't quite remember. I think I scored in every stadium I played in #United, so it was just amazing. The Tour of America was class. Hashtag just opened up so many opportunities for me, and also, not only that, I got to live out my dream of being a professional footballer.
When Spencer first asked me to play, he did say, you know, we might have the opportunity to play at some decent stadiums, stuff like that. But not for a second did I think I'd get to play in some of the places I have, you know, i.e. Wembley, played there 3 times now. Never thought I'd go abroad and play in America, you know, that was pretty special. You know, 4 games in 10 days in America, you know, not a lot of people get to do that.
So when I first heard about them as a YouTube team, they weren't in the traditional football world, and to me it was something that was quite gimmicky, fun. I don't think it was anything I took too seriously. It probably was something it was designed to be, which was a group of mates having fun, filming it, and obviously the interest that it generated meant that it opened up opportunities for them. So it was something I used to kind of shake my head at in disbelief, but in a kind of in admiration really, as to how this guy could create something that meant that he was stepping out into the greatest stadium in the world to play a football match, and you know, in front of thousands of people.
If you get to do cool stuff for a job, that's really lucky. Not everyone gets to do that. If you get to do cool stuff for a job and do it with your mates, that's like the jackpot, and I've been really lucky to do that for a number of years now. It's one of the best bits about it, to be honest, that I get to do so much of this with my friends, my family, you know, not just my friends, but my mum, my dad, my brothers have all been involved.
You know, as a kid you grew up, you know, dreaming of playing at Wembley, you know, in front of a crowd, or even not in front of a crowd, just to even be on that pitch. And for us to play there in front of 34,000 people, against the people we were playing, you know, Steven Gerrard, David James, Robbie Fowler, Robbie Savage, all them, you know, ex-professionals, you know, it is phenomenal really. And I mean, we played really well, and to get the first goal as well, I think that's what made my goal so special, was it was the first goal.
But Robbie Savage can't play it, and this is big trouble for Tekka's Town. Cross it in! Oh! It's the goal! It's Adams! It's finally!
I'll never forget running into the corner and knee sliding and hashtagging it, and just being able to look at all the fans screaming, you know, that was pretty special, and you know, I'm looking forward to telling that story for the years to come.
Cool. What does make hashtags so unique? Well, I think our origins. I think we're very new, modern, forward-thinking version of a football club. The way we do things, our business model, if you like. But it's more than that. It's like an undefined, intangible element.
I don't think there's one thing. I really don't. It's one big family that all works together. I think that's probably the biggest factor on its success so far. Having literally everything we do, including Team Talks filmed, it is a little bit different. to some extent have had that at a professional level, but not to the extent of this.
Compared to the other clubs I've worked with, the interest, the scrutiny, the fun factor, I think, in all seriousness, there's something going on every day that makes you kind of step back and go, wow, or this is crazy. The fact that cameras are always there, I don't know, I suppose I can only imagine it was a bit like being on a set somewhere. You eventually forget and kind of just get on with the job that you've been kind of tasked to do.
We have such a good fan base all over the world, you know, it's not unique to one area or one country or something like that. You know, that's what makes Hashtag what it is.
What makes Hashtag so unique is the fact that everything at their club is filmed and put on YouTube for their fans to enjoy. Creating content for YouTube comes with a lot of creative freedom. However, as the platform has grown, so have the demands for highly produced content. In the 13 years since its launch, YouTube has changed drastically, and its influence on society has only risen with it.
Yeah, YouTube's changed dramatically since I first started. I made my first YouTube video over 10 years ago, and you know, no one was doing it for money then. There was no jobs available, like it was just a hobby. And since then we've seen not only people make good money from YouTube, but we've seen companies and brands and celebrities and athletes all get involved in the platform. So it's changed dramatically. It's much more premium now in content. You still get the other content as well, but I think that it was more of a almost like a club that you were part of when it first started, and you liked that you watched YouTube and not many people watched it, and it was this little thing you had, and now it's not really like that anymore. It's much more mainstream. That's good for many reasons. It's great for things like Hashtag and projects that are trying to be launched off the platform, but it's definitely a different place to when I began.
You know, the younger generation now are more likely to watch YouTube or watch far more YouTube than they do mainstream TV, and I think that's probably born from a kind of human interest in other people, and that maybe some of it feels more real because it is people, you know, basically putting their lives on camera and sharing it with the world. It's huge. I didn't realise just how big it was.
I mean, the amount of people that watch YouTube now is probably up there with the same amount of people that watch TV, so it makes sense. And I don't think it's going to slow down anytime now. There's probably more people watching YouTube than there's ever been, and I can't see it stopping, especially with the likes of this new streaming services of Twitch and all these other sort of stuff. It's probably only going to get bigger and better, really.
YouTube can easily overtake traditional. It already is overtaking traditional media. You can see by the way so many newspapers go after YouTubers who they haven't even made a mistake. They just pretend they've made a mistake or whatever and blow things out of proportion. You can see old media is just scared by YouTube at the moment. Like a lot of people just get their news. TV is almost becoming redundant, especially with Netflix and that sort of stuff. All the kids spending their time on YouTube. Basically, YouTube is taking over, online's taking over, and the newspapers are getting in the bin.
The YouTube celebrities are growing and growing. Again, not sure it's something that I totally understand, but it's where we're at the minute, and people making amazing content are becoming famous for that.
I don't really feel part of that. No, I feel like I'm relatively well known in the football space in this country, but not mainstream. That's what I quite like. You know, I can go to a football game and I get a little bit of an ego boost if people recognise me, but then I live 99% of my life very, very undisturbed, which is lovely. So,
and YouTube's going to definitely create new these profile people. It's just, you can even see now people you would never heard of a year ago are suddenly the biggest people on the platform now, and they're being swarmed by people in the streets. I think it's going to continue. People will say, "Oh, YouTube, you're not going to be around in a couple of years," but it is, and it's just going to be new people coming over the top, new people growing. It's just a cycle of new people.
It feels pretty weird, you know, to have so many people who know you, you know, want to talk to you, want to take pictures and stuff like that. But you know, when you first get here, and the main reason you're here is to play football, so you know you kind of focus on that first, and the rest of it all kind of just fits in around that. But now, because of Hashtag and the club or what it is, and you know what Spencer and the rest of the team, you know, have always taught us from the beginning, you know, is just to be there, and you know the reason we're here is because of the fans. So you've always got to make sure you have time for them, you know, and take pictures with them, sign anything they want, and you know it's good. I enjoy it because it gives you that little bit of a taste of what it's like to be a celebrity without actually being one. Because none of us think we're one, but to have that sort of insight into what their life might be like, it's pretty nice.
I think I probably would have been the kind of person that when it first started, I possibly would have been in danger of refusing to sign something or have a photo done because you just don't expect it. You use the word fame, and it's kind of find it very difficult to accept it as fame in any kind of way. So, but you kind of realise that the more that you're around it, that all you're doing is being polite, if you like, and if somebody asks for a photograph or your signature, that it's a compliment and it doesn't hurt you to do that.
Yeah, you can already see the links between traditional football and YouTube just with the likes of like Man City, Arsenal, even like United, Chelsea, Liverpool especially recently have been doing a lot on YouTube. But I think the ones leading at the moment are Manchester City. Like, they're making content with their players, and also they're doing a lot of collabs with players and other YouTubers.
You look at the top football clubs that have got and most have YouTube channels, and they're trying to grow those. You see some of the content they start to put out, which I suppose I notice more since being involved with hashtag, but I see stuff and I think there's Premier League football teams putting out content which is not dissimilar to the kind of stuff we might put out. I'm talking about away from the pitch in terms of little challenges and drills and stitch ups, just kind of entertainment, if you like. So I think it will because it's another mechanism for them to put their brand out there, to put their club out there, to gain supporters.
I think professionals can definitely use YouTube to their advantage. If they're keen and ambitious and want to give things back, then they're going to get a good response from that younger age group, definitely. Building fan bases, building businesses and jobs after they finish playing football is something that a lot of players will be looking to get into, and it's something I think they could really do well at.
A lot of people don't get to see, say like all the footballers I've worked with, a lot of people don't get to see their like normal side. You only get to see their like on-camera side or their football side. So what I found when I've been working with a lot of these players, they're just like normal, down-to-earth guys, and I try and get that to come out in my videos, and I think it's very important, especially for the kids, to see that these footballers, these celebrities, are just like normal guys.
Last game of the season, because when we're going to be presenting a league, if there is one to win. It's going to be free for everyone's coming. There's going to be loads of giveaways.
In May 2018, Hashtag United announced they were going to enter the football pyramid, entering in at the 10th tier of English football. They were set to become the first team to start on YouTube, to then transition into traditional football.
We will be winning something, not necessarily the win.
True story is, when we started the club, before we played a game, Seb and I sat down and worked out what we wanted it to be, and we talked about just going straight in at non-league and trying to do some sort of deal with an existing club where we can make content about them, and maybe rebrand them or maybe keep their current name. So the Hashtag nearly was only ever a non-league club. We decided to go down a different route for three reasons. One, because people like to watch average people play football for some reason, which I still don't understand. Two, because I wanted to play football on YouTube and I was of a certain age where I knew I could only do it for a few more years. And three, because we believed, because of the audience we had, that we could use it as an opportunity to grow a brand from scratch and grow a fan base from scratch, and then potentially move into non-league. So it was always on the radar from the day we started Hashtag that we might one day want to move into non-league. It just started to become a reality kind of early 2018 when we had conversations with the FA.
When you enter non-league, you know what you're getting. You're going to get a structure. You're going to get teams that are going to work hard. They're going to be organised. They're going to be well drilled. And I knew that was going to test us. As a player, you always want to push yourself to be the best you can be. And obviously, a lot of the people would have seen, some of the opposition we played against wasn't necessarily always great. We did play against some very, very good sides, but at the same time, we played against some poor sides as well.
Found Dan Brown, who's absolutely mugged off his man. What can Dan Brown do? Is there time for another one? He's going to pull it back into me. Spin Doggy Dog does get a goal. 18-1. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really want to celebrate that one because the amount we'd scored. But
if you're going to have a successful team, it doesn't matter what league you're in. You have to have a level of professionalism when it comes to match days, when it comes to your training, and also again when you're looking after yourself during the week, fitness and health and stuff as well. So you have to have those similarities to be successful at any kind of level.
I mean, when we first started the campaign, I don't think anyone kind of had the league title in sights. As a team, we always wanted to do as best as we can, but I think sustainability was always going to be the one that we wanted to, wanted to make sure that we stayed in the league first and foremost.
Understand what's required to win a game of football. You go out there, and if you put the effort in, and you go and work, and you just go and make mistakes, you'll get a goal back. You'll get a goal back. And I tell you, and you'll get to the end of the game, we're going to be full of regret about that 45 minutes. Wins don't count for jot if you don't back them up. They do not let all the good work you've done the last few weeks go to pot. Don't just give things up.
After 4 games, Hashtag failed to record a win, and the transition from Chapter 1 was proving harder than any of them expected.
Yeah, it was a bit worrying after the first 4 games. 2 points. I've been at the games, I've seen what had happened. I didn't believe that we were going to struggle. I felt like we just needed to click. We still needed to get some personnel in. We had some injuries. So I was never really worried about us in terms of like league placement. I was worried as to whether we'd be in the position to win the league, which again wasn't an aim, but was something I liked the idea of trying to do.
It was a little bit of a slow start, but I think with the belief, I think that's truly what's kicked the team on.
It's a goal out of nowhere.
The early stages of the season were a little bit slow and bitty. We then found some good rhythm,
standing over it.
and
Tom Williams.
the players saw the results, and the belief has stayed all season since then.
At the beginning of the season, even after the first few games we didn't pick up points, I was confident that we'd do well and that we would be competitive. The fact that we've maybe moved on slightly quicker than I anticipated, which is good, but I'm not overly surprised by it.
After their poor start, Hashtag have gone on to win the league title in their first season, meaning they will be promoted and will be just 3 tiers lower than the National League South. Deemed as a YouTube team by many, Hashtag United are proving they're a football team on YouTube and not a YouTube team playing football.
We're 1 point away from winning our first ever non-league season, which would be unbelievable to go up at the first time of asking. It wasn't an aim we set. We knew we were capable of it, but we didn't build our hopes and dreams around it.
It's brilliant seeing Hashtag doing so well. Like, they had so much stick. When everyone found out they're going into the Football League, they got so much hate online, and it was just undeserved. And the fact that they've come in, currently top of the league, and just absolutely killing it is just like, I don't know, it's like a FU to all the haters.
As Hashtag celebrate promotion, a lot of people will be wondering what the future holds for this new club. And the truth is, nobody really knows what this club could achieve.
From going from just being, a squad of friends, just playing to kick around and getting to play at some pretty cool places, we're now a fully fledged non-league side. The sky's the limit. It's really just down to the fans and Spencer and the team how far he wants this to go, because there's nothing that could potentially stop us.
Hopefully we can become a club and create a history as we go and become a club that people look back on, and actually in 50 years time Hashtag United is just the name of a club and not a name that people laugh at because it's not real.
It really is an endless opportunity for them if they keep producing great content, if the boys keep producing on the pitch, if the guys behind the cameras and the editing rooms keep producing, if the fans keep coming, there really is no end to what they can do.
One day I want us to be looking at youth teams, maybe even a women's team, all these different kind of things that are all on our radar. We just haven't had the ability to do it yet. Obviously we want to keep growing the esports side, win some trophies in that, add some trophies I should say, because we've already won some. And yeah, just keep growing, hopefully collecting more fans, have people not only that like Hashtag as their favourite second team, but actually have people who support us as their only team, which I think, it's something that's happening now in life. So if we can keep that coming, I'll be very happy.